When I was younger growing up, I had a pretty privileged background, whereas others might have had to take on responsibilities from an early age. I had it pretty easy growing up. I grew up in a carefree and safe environment. Now, this was through no hard work or accomplishment of my own. This was just purely luck of the draw. My parents worked hard. They paid their taxes and dues to society, and I got to benefit from that doubly, from the gifts that they purchased for me, as well as the education that their taxes paid for me. I wasn't rich or anything, mind you, but I never wanted for food, and I was lavished with resources. I didn't have to work, so I had, ample time and energy to freely explore my own thoughts and interests. Uh, I was awestruck and enamored with science and technology, and by the social progress we were making, at least that I saw. But it was also around this time that my grandfather died. I went to my first funeral and I started thinking about death and my own mortality a lot. All this innovation and technology, all this technological growth that we were seeing, I was amazed by it, but for me, it seemed unfocused and unconcentrated. I thought we needed to control this innovation rather than just investing in any one thing and focus on something of immediate interest to everybody, something like longevity technology, something that would enable us to spend maybe just a little bit more time with our loved ones, our friends, and family. Naturally, I went to university and I brought these ideas up to my professors, sometimes in philosophy club. If modern technological growth and innovation was fueled by scientists and researchers, all communicating rapidly with one another, you could think of university as one of the arteries through which all this development was taking place. I don't know what I was thinking at the time, that maybe they would file a report or something. But I brought these ideas up. Uh, this idea of focusing on disease prevention, focusing on anti-aging, and it met uh, it met mixed reactions, to say the least. Later on, as I grew older and bore witness, to new events, and became a bit more knowledgeable about the world around me, I realized I had been living in a bubble of sorts of my own reality. The world hadn't panned out to be nearly as rosy and idealistic of a place I had painted in my head up until that point. Uh, in fact, one could argue it had never been that place. I was just paying closer attention now, was all. And this led to me seeing things in a different manner than I had been accustomed to up until that point. Now, I don't believe it's a bad or evil idea to want to live longer, either for yourself personally or, to live longer to spend more time with friends and family. But in hindsight, looking at all the pain and hardship that was happening elsewhere in the country, the idea of life extension seemed something that was selfish and something of a luxury. in times such as these. These thoughts that I was having, uh, these ideas that I was advocating for, were just that, thoughts inside my own head, individually. Uh, Thoughts that had come about from my unique circumstances, but thoughts that were in a sea of individuals. They each had their own priorities, their own needs that needed to be met and attended to. And these needs were, from any reasonable standard, more urgent and more deserving of higher priority, from any standpoint I could imagine. Now, just realizing I had a bad, or at the very least, selfish belief was different from uprooting and changing, my disposition overnight. Uh, we're all products of our environment. I still wanted to live longer. Everybody has their vices. I just figured now was such a lower priority. Uh, you know, so low, in fact, from any reasonable standpoint that, I wouldn't be around long enough to be a benefactor of it. The only conceivable way I figured such an idea would be even remotely palatable was if people's basic needs were met and correspondingly their priorities less dire, at least with respect to my own. Then maybe, maybe we'd be able to at least make a break for it, to embark on some sort of new 21st century Manhattan project, to study and catalog human disease, to research and understand the aging process and how to counteract it. Maybe we'd be able to at least make a break for it.
Oh, they're closing up on us. They're closing. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Must go faster. Must go faster. Must go faster. Go, 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 go!
But when would people be ready or well enough to even try such an undertaking? Certainly not in my lifetime, I figured. Turns out an opportunity did present itself for a very brief window of time. An opportunity that, the way I saw it, could potentially radically accelerate the upliftment and betterment of the average man, and potentially cultivate conditions conducive to a united front against aging. Maybe even in my lifetime. In any case, for whatever the reason, that opportunity was not taken and acted upon. The opportunity came and went. Fast forward to today, and it's getting around that point where it's time to wake up and make money. Uh, I figure I may as well have some fun doing it. So I hope you'll join me. Maybe get a kick out of my eccentricities.